This is Survival Radio Network, and thank you so much for helping us to reach over 2 million downloads. You're listening to the Paula G Show, where we expand the mindset through worldwide conversations. You can check out our previous episodes of radio and TV shows by visiting paulagvoice.com. For all things radio, you can join the Paula G Show group page, and for all things television, you can like and view Paula G or My Journey with Paula G business pages. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, requests, Paula at paulagvoice.com. That's Paula at paulagvoice.com. You can put in the subject line, question, comment, concern, request, something of that nature. I'll make sure that I respond to you. Also, you can find us, for those of you who have iTunes, Mixcloud, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, and I believe we're also on Spreaker Radio. You can catch us there as well. Facebook, Twitter, at The Paula G Show. So many ways to stay connected. We want to give a shout out and some love to B. Ferg for the opening and closing theme music for The Paula G Show. And B. Ferg's music can be found on Spotify, iTunes, and Tidal. I'm so glad you all have joined us for another episode. If this is your first time with us on The Paula G Show, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in. We keep our audience in mind as we prepare for these shows, because I always tell my audience each and every week, time is precious. It is the one thing that you cannot get back. So for you to think and not robbery, to spend a little bit of your time with us is truly appreciated, especially during this season, this time of this podcast. At the time of this podcast, we are going through a worldwide, what they're calling a pandemic at the time of this podcast. So if you're listening currently, stay healthy, stay encouraged. We will get on the other side of this. It may take a minute. It may be a challenge. It may be a roller coaster ride, but we will get on the other side of this. As with anything in life, the storms of life come, just like the stormy weather comes, the storms of life come. And when there's a storm, it could be thundering and lightning. It could be a snowstorm, depending on where you are in the world. It could be a sandstorm. Whatever the storm is, it's very turbulent at that time. Sometimes it's very frightening at that time. Could be some damage. There could be some destruction. But we always emerge on the other side of the storm. We might be a little tattered, might have some bumps and bruises, but we always emerge on the other side of the storm. So I hope that encourages someone, if you're listening during the time that we're going through this pandemic, or if you're listening and we have come through the pandemic, the message is still relevant and it is still the same, as we all endure storms of life, and we will continue, as long as we're living and breathing, we will continue to endure storms of life. So be encouraged, stay healthy, and, prayer works. I'm a witness. Prayer works. I'm a witness. And speaking of prayer, thank you all for those of you who have tuned in. For those of you who may not have had an opportunity to tune in, I invite you to tune in to my television show, my award-winning television show, My Journey with Paula G, which airs on Thursday mornings at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check it out via WATC2, that's TOO.TV, or you can download the WATC app. Also, if you have Hulu, Roku, Apple TV, Truly, Google Play, YouTube, Facebook, digital antenna here in the Atlanta area, or Genico TV, you can access episodes. You can also go to my website. And if you are in the DeKalb County area here in Georgia, DeKalb 25 also airs the show along with some of the other Positive Power television shows. And shouts out to Jerry Royce Live, who is the producer of my television show, along with many of the other shows that you can check out on positivepower21.org. Also, the show is now airing in Chicago. One of the counties in Chicago has picked it up. I believe it's Channel 17 and Access Channel on Tuesday evenings, if I'm not mistaken, at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we thank them so very much as well. for their support and for picking up the show. When you're doing radio and television, if those of you who are listening, when you're doing radio and television, the key is consistency. And as you are consistent, you'll begin to um, pick up listeners, you begin to pick up viewers, they'll be consistent, they'll stay with you. And in the process, they share. And as they share, others share. It's kind of like a pebble, kind of like that pebble syndrome. Everyone just sharing and sharing. And eventually it lands in front of other television stations, radio stations that view it, they like what they see, and they reach out to pick up your show, your radio or your television show. So for those of you who are aspiring to move in those directions, that's how we're seeing that it works, and we're very, very, very appreciative. And I have to give a shout out to the underwriters of my journey with Paula G, along with underwriters for the Paula G Show right here on Survival Radio Network, Creekside Dental, the Good Acting Studio, my coffee shop, Survival Radio Network, my homegrown folks. You all have been with me from the beginning. Clicks Photography, we want to give much love and a shout out to Clark Garrison. He is on the mend, as we have been sharing at the time of this podcast. The last couple of months have been a challenge as he's undergone surgery for a brain tumor. He is now home recovering, and we are just so grateful and so thankful for answered prayer that he is home. So, just keep your prayers going for complete healing as he continues this journey. Also, we want to thank Lusu Designs, Positive Power 21, the producers of My Journey with Paula G, LB Tax Service, Brian Jubert. We appreciate him so very much for his contributions to the show, not only the radio show, but the television show. And also, I want to give a shout out to my sister, Joy, with the joystick, Joistik. If you go to my website, under supporters, sponsors, down at the bottom, there's a link for her joystick. And if any of you are out and about and you're always, doing videos, whether you're streaming live or you're taking pictures, this sister has invented, and she has a patent on it, a device called a joystick. And I have two of them. I have the smaller one and I have the larger one. And they have two attachments. Sometimes you can put more on. I think you can put a couple more on them. But they have two attachments. So if you're streaming live, say you want to stream Facebook and you want to stream Instagram at the same time, you can do so. You can attach your phone to the joystick, and it's just a really neat device. So if you're interested, go to my website, paulagvoice.com, click on the sponsors page, and you'll scroll down. You can click on that link, and it will open to the website and give you more information as well. Also, I have to give a couple of my brothers a shout out, Mr. Kevin Briscoe and also Mr. Maurice Cooper. Now, these gentlemen, when I talk about old school, a lot of times I talk to you all about music because I love music. I love the old school music. These gentlemen have a platform. It's called Turntables in 45. Y'all have to visit their website. Talk about some old school music, some smooth old school music. Kevin Briscoe, a.k.a. K-Boogie. Maurice Cooper, a.k.a. Mr. Smooth Coop. I think he's actually on air right now, broadcasting his music. I just want to give those brothers a shout out. They've been so supportive and helpful in my journey as well. But speaking of my journey, I'm going to tell you all this past weekend, and this is the time of this broadcast, this past weekend, I had the opportunity to attend two events, and I have to give these ladies a shout out because as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're going through this whole season of this pandemic virus. So everything's being closed, everything's being shut down, and people are having to cancel their events. But these two ladies, and I'll tell you a little bit more on the flip side when we come back and start talking with our guest this evening, which I'm excited to have this young lady. But these two ladies this weekend talk about perseverance and diligence and focus and commitment. They were met with obstacle after obstacle, with cancellations, with their venues canceling a day, 2 days in advance, 2 hours in advance. You show up at your venue, you're ready to set up for your event, and they're saying that you can't get into the facility. Oh my gosh, when I say they had obstacles, they had some obstacles, yet they persevered. Both events were wonderful. We're going to talk about that on the flip side. But right now, we're going to go to commercial break. Take a commercial break. Listen to a bit of Paula's perspective. What feeds your soul? What feeds your soul? We're going to talk about that a little bit too. We'll take a commercial break, listen to a bit of music, and then we will be back with my guest, who I'm excited to be chatting with this evening. Don't go anywhere. Stay put. You'll find out who it is when we come back. This is the Paula G Show right here on Survival Radio Network. We'll be back in a few moments. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Paula G, and this is Paula's Perspective. What is your passion in life? What is it that gives you joy? What is it that you would do even if you didn't get paid to do it? What is it that you imagine yourself doing and you dream about? George Eliot states, it's never too late to be what you might have been. And as long as you're breathing and living, you can still fulfill some of those goals and dreams you set for yourself so long ago. Now, life has thrown some major curveballs, things that you never thought you could recover from, but look at you now. You are on the threshold of new beginnings. Yes, you. Don't be afraid to step out and try. Mistakes and failures may occur along the way, but it's part of the process. So embrace them, the mistakes and the failures. Learn the lessons from them along the way. Now, on the other hand, perhaps it is not quite your season yet. Perhaps you're not in the place or the position to begin to walk in your passion. So therefore, you have to identify the season that you are in. Now, it may just be your season of preparation. It is always said there's a time and a place for everything. And in the season of preparation, you can do something in preparation. Take a class, learn the business, practice, train, etc., all those things. When the desire is there, but the opportunity is absent, you can still prepare until the opportunity arrives. When the desire is there, but the opportunity is absent, you can still prepare until the opportunity arrives. So do something now to prepare for your tomorrow. This is Paula G, and this is Paula's Perspective. Music by Kevin MacLeod, Inner Light. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution. I am voice talent Paula G, and I would love to be a resource for you. Whether it's an intro, an outro, a commercial, PSA, tag, or more, consider Paula G the next time you have an audition or voiceover need. Email paula@paulagvoice.com. And remember, it's the voice that counts.
Looking for a cafe with a home-like appeal where all who enter feel like they are part of something? Visit My Coffee Shop, located in Eastlake, Atlanta, Georgia. MCS has a full breakfast and lunch menu, offering both hot and cold options, and is home of the amazing basil lemonade. But don't forget their assortment of freshly brewed coffees. Come on by at 2462 Memorial Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30317. We're pretty sure My Coffee Shop at Eastlake will become your coffee shop, too.
Do you have tax issues, owe back taxes, or need tax relief? Contact L&B Tax Service today. L&B offers you over 15 years of expertise and first-class tax service for individuals, professionals, and business owners. With nationwide service, you can easily find a location near you. Contact one of our tax professionals through our website, lbtaxservice.com. That's www.lbtaxservice.com. L&B Tax Service Incorporated. Tax professionals that you can trust.
SRN Survival Radio Network.
if you are just joining us, this is the Paula G Show right here on Survival Radio Network, and you were just listening to Groovy Smoothie. Y'all know I love that smooth sound of music. That smooth sound of music. Thank you all so much for joining us every Wednesday right here on Survival Radio Network at 8:30 p.m. Also, don't forget, a couple of you were asking me about my book. I'll have to talk a little bit more about that. But it is My Journey to Lady Wisdom After Midnight. It is now available on Amazon and Kindle, in paperback on Amazon. It's also available in Kindle. So thank you all so much for those of you who have been supporting me on that journey. That's a whole other journey. That's a whole other conversation. All right. Well, this evening I'm excited to be speaking to this young lady. You all that have been with me know that throughout the years I've had a couple of engineers. Mike was with me for quite some time. Shouts out to Mike if he's listening right now. Shouts out to Mike. I believe I'm forever indebted to that young man. But just a great engineer and a great educator, great husband, now father. We were on that journey as he became a father. So he's got different level of responsibilities now, and has some other things going on. But we'll perhaps get him back at a later date as a guest. And since Mike Clark was engineering for a while, and we've had conversations with Clark about why he started Survival Radio Network and some of his passions and what feeds his soul. Well, this evening I'm excited to be bringing to you the young lady who's been behind the scenes for the past few months while we've been on this journey. And, when you're doing radio, when you're doing television, you always have to stop a moment, at least I think you do, and give those people behind the camera or behind the mic, give them their props, as we say, and to let them know how much you appreciate them. And also, I think it's also good to share with the audience, because the audience also, I think it's good to know who's the person behind the scenes and what are some of their dreams and what are some of their aspirations and what drives them. So this young lady comes to us. She's been engineering for a minute. She is an aspiring actress. We're going to speak that into existence. And she has some other visions and goals and dreams and things that she desires to do. So please welcome to the Paula G Show, the dynamic and my engineer, Miss Roslayn Cooper. Roslayn.
Hello, Miss Paula.
What's going on, love?
What's going on? I just want to tell you I'm just really excited, blessed to be here.
Well, you know what? I'm excited to have you, and thank you first of all for agreeing, because not everybody agrees up front. I've had them say, okay, there's a reason why I'm behind the mic. I'm like, yeah, I know, but we're always wanting to know, the different aspects and the dynamics of what goes into radio. So, just share with us a bit, and I don't even think I know this. What brought you to Survival Radio Network?
Okay, I moved to Atlanta in 2015. And I attended Atlanta Broadcasting Institute, and I got a certification in May. It was a short, intensive program for broadcasting and radio and television. And so I've been working at a few radio stations here and there, mostly behind the scenes, but they'll bring me on the air for the banter segments or a different segment like that. And then just that instructor at ABI, he told me about Mr. Garrison and about working as an engineer, because it's important in radio not only to do on camera and on radio stuff, but also behind the scenes too, as well.
That is,
and so
yes, that
he
is so
told
true.
Me about that engineering opportunity, and I will admit, when I was getting trained, I was like, "There's no way I can do this," because it just seems so technical. But now I can do it in my sleep. And I enjoy it. I really do. It's really fun and exciting, and I get to use my DJ skills. I've always wanted to be like a DJ, a disc jockey. So this really helps me with that.
That is, what? That is awesome. I'm so glad you shared that so openly, because, when you first start something, it can seem overwhelming because I know I felt the same
Yes.
way on this side. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is way too much, because you're doing a show
Yes.
and you're you're communicating with your engineer and you're communicating with your guests
Right.
and you're looking at your notes and all of these different things. It's it's like, oh my gosh. But like you said, then it kind of gets to the point somewhere along the line you can do it in your sleep. You're like, okay, when did that happen?
Happy exactly. Because
It's like,
it just came to me, at first.
uh
And that's why I think we put limits on ourselves and we think that we can't do a certain thing, so that holds us back. And so I'm glad that I took this risk to do this and try to learn it. And it has really paid off in a big way.
that is wonderful. So you actually came to Atlanta with the intention of going to broadcast school, and you mentioned
Yes.
it was an intensive program. So people who have not gone through an intensive program, because a lot of times when one says that usually means it was like an abbreviated program, like there was a lot.
Yes.
So can you share us a little bit about what that was like? Like what kinds
Yes,
of things do you learn, or did you learn?
Yes, it was 2 months. We learned editing. We learned how to Adobe. We use Adobe a lot to do special sound effects, to distort our voices. We learned how to copy and edit for television. We also learned the broadcasting side, hosting, actually doing a live report outside of a gas station. It was a really good experience. And it was intensive because it was very short. We had like 3 exams within of each other. And it does teach you a whole lot in a short amount of time, but it also gives you the tools that you need. Like I have my demo reel and I have my work, my editing that I've done, and it's giving me an opportunity to actually have some work to show for myself.
So it's really given you and during those intense months, it really gave you hands-on training and experience.
Yes,
it
really did. Yes, when I first went to visit the broadcasting school, the first thing he did was bring me in there, turn the radio on, put the mic in my face, and told me to start talking.
Oh wow, that's one of those. That's one of those sink or swim moments.
Yes, and it was very nerve-wracking at first, but I'm like, okay, Roslayn, you can do this. And I just started talking about myself, why I wanted to move to Atlanta, because at the time I was just visiting, and how I really wanted to be down here. And not just really for radio, for acting too, because, they call it the Black Hollywood and Y'allwood. And, it's just a good opportunity. Since I've been here, I've been a background extra in several productions. And at one radio station, I actually covered a red carpet for the Triumph Award. So I've had a lot of experience since I've been in Atlanta. This will be my 5th year.
Wow. So what do you feel like coming to Atlanta? What was like one of the first couple of things that you feel that you realized or had to learn, like when you started this journey? Like, okay, if I'm going to be successful in radio and television, or if I'm going to be successful as an actress, I'm going to need to. Can you finish that sentence? Like what?
Yes.
Amen.
Get used to being told no. I am getting used to that a lot. I'm being told that, but at the same time, I look, sometimes rejection is protection, and some things are just for you, and if it's for you, it's for you, and if it's not, it's not. And being in this industry, you do have to learn how to be a little tough-skinned. And being down here, auditioning, being told I need more work, and being told that, well, maybe this won't fit you because your voice is a certain way, just being told different things like that is just adding fuel to my fire to show that I can do this, and that what I've learned from it is that you have to have tenacity and you have to have determination, and you just have to keep going and going and going, and eventually something will break.
And that's very good advice, because I think a lot of people, they come maybe not only to this town but to Hollywood, and they think, I'm going to get there and within a week or a month
Yeah,
max, I'm going to hit it
exactly.
big, and it no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you think you're here in this mecca, and someone's going to see you, and boom, you're a star the next day. That's how I used to think, but
Mhm.
I came down to reality very quickly.
Mm. Wow. Can you share with us maybe one of your to date, because you've been here about 5 years, maybe to date, what has been one of your perhaps memorable experiences, or maybe an experience that you learned a huge lesson from, and it may not have necessarily been something that negative that happened.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I remember being an extra on one of these productions, and it was a big production, and
Mhm.
it was like some of my favorite actors and actresses were in it. And what I did learn was patience, and I also
Mhm.
learned to not pay attention to what's going on around you, because there can be a lot of distractions on set. You have your people who just have to be seen, and you have these
Mhm.
people who don't want to see anything, and so you really have to keep yourself focused and the eye on the prize, which is to be seen, to you know
Mhm.
hopefully someone can see you and see that this person has good determination, great tenacity, and then maybe we can move her to a speaking part. And the biggest
Mhm.
lesson I learned from that is just doing what you're told, being obedient to them, and let nature take its course.
Oh, I like that. Let nature take its course. Doing what you're asked to do, being obedient, and letting nature take its course. And that is huge in this industry, because you have to be able to take it, as you've just shared, have to be able to take direction, really at the drop of a dime, because a director could ask you to have one emotion one moment and then have another emotion the next moment,
Yes.
um, you know, or completely, shift gears. If you are just joining us, we are having a conversation this evening with my engineer, Roslayn Cooper. She's on and she's sharing with us what brought her to Atlanta. And she arrived in Atlanta and attended broadcasting school, a very intensive program that she attended. And from that program, she shared with us that she is what she has learned, some of the things that she learned, some of the tools that she has acquired, and the skills that she has acquired that have helped her thus far on the journey, and also aspiring to be an actress and being on set, and some of the lessons that she's learned on set about being focused, being able to take direction, patience. And I love what you said earlier, Rosalind, about rejection sometimes is your protection.
Mhm.
Have you had it? Can you share an experience where it was like, oh man, I didn't get that part, and you felt bad, but then you kind of look back, something happened, you look back and you're like, ooh, I'm so glad I didn't get it. Have you had one of those yet?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Really?
I attended an acting competition called IMTA, which
Mhm.
is the International Model and Talent Association. It was in California in 2009, and
Mhm.
I did pretty well. In my age group, I won Actress of the Year, but I
Yay.
met with eight agents that were, thank you. I met with eight agents that were interested.
Uh-huh.
But out of
Mhm.
that, when I came home, when I initially came home and came down from the high of being up there around all the agents, nothing really came from it. They wanted me to send in the tape.
Mhm.
I sent in the tape. I heard
Mhm.
nothing else from it. Nothing really came from it. However, I enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed the
Yeah.
experience, and it was a good learning lesson, but it was a saving grace because I went through a feeder agency, and when you go through
Yeah.
those agencies, even if I was to sign with a major agency, everything I made, I had to give 20% to that agent and 20% to the theater
Oh my
agent.
gosh!
So I feel
Wow.
like, yes, I feel like I dodged a bullet. I really did,
Yeah.
because I was upset with myself, like, oh, nothing
Mm-hmm.
came from it. I thought I was going to be this big movie star. They sold me this dream, but thank God
Right.
it didn't happen that way, because
Mm-hmm.
then I would have to be paying two people,
Yes.
even doing background extra work. I still would have had to pay
Right.
two people.
Yeah, and that, you know what, and that, oh, you just dropped some knowledge on somebody. You just saved somebody a whole lot of dollars, because a lot of times that happens where you go and you have these agencies and they want this exorbitant amount of money, or they want fees up front, and usually a reputable agency will not collect a fee,
No,
until the job, yeah, right, until the job is complete, right?
yes, and that's what I've learned the hard way. These, oh, give us $4,000 and you'll go to this big convention and you'll meet all
Mhm.
these agents. You'll just blow up overnight. That's what they tell us.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
and you're being so this, especially I was 22 at the time, so I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, this is my big break. This is it. This is it. And I did
Mhm.
pretty well, and nothing came of it. And I did go through a
Mhm.
bout of depression where it was just like, is something wrong with me? Why
Right.
hasn't nobody contacted me? But now being
Mm.
34, looking back at it, and actually
Mhm.
getting to be on set in Atlanta, I dodged the bullet. It's best to just do it
Yeah.
myself
Do it yourself.
and
Yeah,
get
and
the
you.
job myself.
And look at that wisdom that you gained, from being 22 to now 34. And even though it was a
Mhm.
painful lesson,
Yeah.
look, the lesson that you gained from it and what you learned from it has brought you to where you are. We've talked before, and you've shared some of what your aspirations and your dreams are. What is it that you're looking to do down the road between the radio, the broadcasting, and the acting? What is it that you desire to do?
The greatest thing would be to have a a national syndicated show, radio show, or morning show, or
Mhm.
just have my own 3 to 7 rush hour traffic jam,
Drive
report
time.
with Bobby, something like that. And then with acting, just to be a working actress, being able to support myself acting, being able to do different things and experience different things as an actress and different characters in different places.
Wow. Well, we're gonna keep speaking those things into existence, and I'm a strong believer in whatever your dream is, speaking it until it becomes a reality. Because as you continue to speak it, then you get to the point where you write down a plan for it as to how it's going to
Right.
happen, and then you start working that plan, and then the next thing you know, it's a reality. It's a
Yes.
reality. So,
Mhm.
we are looking forward to that, to the day where we can say, oh, we knew her when. We knew Roslayn when she's got her own drive time, 3 to 7 p.m. Oh, we knew her when.
Thank you.
we'll
I
have we'll have
really appreciate that. I need to hear that sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're gonna keep telling you that because it's gonna happen. Because I could just hear it in your voice, just as you've shared, as we've had this conversation. I can hear the determination, number one, and I can hear the bounce back from the lessons, the hard lessons that you learned. You mentioned a couple things that you learned the hard way. I can hear the bounce
Yes.
back. So if you keep
Thank
that bounce back, yes, ma'am, you keep that bounce back. It is all going to happen. It is all going to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rosalind and I have been kind of chatting a little bit about some things that yeah, and you all know me, audience, you all know me when it comes to people pursuing their dreams, and it comes to young people, giving them an opportunity to share and giving them a platform to share. So from time to time, you may hear Roslyn here on air. We got to talk a little bit more, but you might hear her during the 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. hour. During the Paula G show, and we're going to be talking about a few things. So y'all make sure you stay tuned. Hey, Roslyn, how can the audience reach out? How can the audience stay connected with you?
Yes, they can get connected with me through Facebook, and my name is just Roslayn Cooper, ROSLAYNCOOPER. Instagram is Roslayn World 86, and Twitter is RoslynC_08.
Okay, you all please make sure you check her out, support her. If you have resources that she can utilize or opportunities for her, I've been working with her for a minute, and she's just a very responsible, dedicated, committed, focused young lady who is on a mission, who can bounce back from disappointments, obstacles, and keep that car moving in the direction of her goal. So
yes.
it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen down the road. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you.
I appreciate
All right.
it. It does take time because it took me 5 years to win Miss Ohio team. So some girls go their first year and win, and it took me 5 years. So it takes me time. It takes
so you have to be consistent and patient. That's what I like that. Patient and understand that sometimes I like that. The rejections are sometimes your protection.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you better preach. You better preach.
Thank you.
All right, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. We'll be hearing more from Roslayn Cooper. Right now, we're going to take a break. Might hear a little bit more from Roslayn Cooper. We're going to take a break, listen to a little bit of music. Roslayn's going to take us in the break. We're going to listen to a bit of music, and then when we come back on the flip side, I'm going to share with you 2 other young ladies who are prime examples, just like Roslayn, of perseverance and determination in achieving what it is that they desire to do. So this is the Paula G Show right here on Survival Radio Network. We'll be back in a few moments. Roslayn, take it away.
Hi, this is Roslayn Cooper, and you are listening to the Paula G Show right here on Survival Radio Network.
If you're a content creator, social media socialite, influencer, or simply love to record current events, you need the joystick. The joystick is an essential tool for every type of digital content creator. It holds 2 or more mobile phones or tablets, allowing users to stream and record hands-free on multiple apps simultaneously, and it's lightweight and portable. For more information or to purchase your joystick today, visit our website at www.joystik.com.
Have you been recently discharged from your employer through no fault of your own? Or maybe you quit your job for good cause? If so, then you may be entitled to unemployment benefits. If you have been denied unemployment benefits, we can help. Give us a call today. As a prior administrative law judge, I am confident that I can assist you in collecting the unemployment benefits you rightfully deserve. Free initial consultation. Be sure to call Unemployment Appeal Consultants today at 850-228-3556. Proudly serving the Georgia, Florida, and Alabama areas.
You may have heard the phrase, deals are done on the golf course, but do you know how that happens? The book 9 Holes, 9 Goals will provide hole-by-hole guidance on what to do and mistakes to avoid during a round of business golf. Pre-order your copy today at 9holes9goals.com because closing deals on the golf course is no longer just a phrase. You can do it too.
SRN Survival Radio Network.
Is my king, is my one. Yes, he's my father. Yes, he's my son. I can talk to him because he understands everything I go through and everything I am. He's my support system. I can't live without him. The best thing since sliced bread is his kiss, his hug, his lips, his touch. And I just want the whole world to know about my black brother. I love you and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. Cause you're my black brother, strong brother, and there is no one above you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. He's misunderstood. Some say that he's up to no good around the neighborhood. Well, for your information, a lot of my brothers got education. Now check it. You got your Wall Street brother, your blue collar brother, you're down for whatever, chillin' on the corner brother, talented brother, and to every one of y'all behind bars, you know that Angie loves you. My black brother, I love you. I'll never try to no, 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 no. I'm here for you, cause you're my black brother. I'll never hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever, brother, my strong brother. There is no one. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. You mean so much to me. You give me what I need. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud. I love you for staying strong. You got it going now. I'm so proud of you. Going through thick and thin, brothers, you gonna win. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Whenever you're facing down, brothers gonna work it out. I'm so proud. I got unshakable faith. You're my brother. I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Cause you're my brother, strong brother. There is no one other. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Only you.
Show, and we are back. This is the Paula G Show right here on Survival Radio Network, and we were just having a conversation with a young lady. I'm excited, just phenomenal. I'm excited. Roslayn Cooper, she's the engineer for the Paula G Show, and she was just sharing a bit of her journey, what brought her to Atlanta Broadcasting School. She went through a very intensive program, and I've actually heard of that particular school. They really have a good program. Went through an intensive program. She feels that they really prepared her for the journey in radio and over television, I believe, as well. And then also an actress. She's looking to be an actress, and since she's been here, she's had some opportunities to explore that as well. She's had some challenges in that area, but learned the lessons from those challenges, got back up, and kept moving forward. And then also she shared that, looking down the road, she'd love to have a drive time show, say a 3 to 7 p.m. show, syndicated show, and be able to support herself as an actress. So we are going to speak that into existence. Those of you who believe in the power of prayer, speaking things into existence, join me on that journey as we help this young lady fulfill her dreams. You'll be hearing more from her in the coming weeks right here during the 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. hour as she begins that journey. So thank you, Roslayn. Thank you. It was great conversation. All right. Well, before we sign off this evening, we got a little bit of time. I wanted to share with you all once again. Oh well, first of all, don't forget my journey with Paula G. Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. WATC2 TOO.TV. Roku, Hulu, Truly TV, Google Play, Apple TV, Jenico, Faith-Based TV, all of those platforms. If you're in the DeKalb County area in Georgia, DeKalb 25, you can also tune into the show. Or wherever you are, you can download the app, WATC app. You can download the app to view the show as well. Well, we were just talking with Roslayn about, what feeds her soul. And she shared with us, her determination. She shared with us overcoming obstacles. When I tell you, we continue this journey of examples of overcoming obstacles and determination. This past weekend, I had the opportunity to attend the third annual Book Festival Literary Affair, hosted by just a wonderful, wonderful lady. I mean, this lady, sometimes you meet people, online, and you just begin to develop a relationship. But Teresa M. Browning, she's a motivational speaker, she's an author, she's a blogger, just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to writing a book. If you are on a journey of you're desiring to be an author and you want to write a book, this woman from A to Z, from publishing, from editing, writing style, how you write, your niche, all of those things, just a walking wealth of information. Teresa, Teresa M, as in Michael, Browning. You all heard her, last week before last, she was on. She came on for a hot minute and reminded us about the literary fair. And then also a couple weeks ago, we had her on. Great event. The Friday night event we were in a room full of authors. It was like 20-some authors in that room, just sharing, authors from different genres, from different aspects, from your faith-based authors, your romantic authors, even your erotica authors. And Lord have mercy, they had me clutching my pearls. Just a variety of authors in the room, all of them just sharing their journey, sharing some wisdom about, what it takes to write a book, and sharing tips and things of that nature. And you know how I'm always telling you all, get paper and pencil, take notes. Okay, so Paula G was in the room with these, what I consider veteran authors. If they've written a book or two, which is a book or two more than I've written, I consider them veterans. And I was just taking some mad notes about what it takes to be a good author, what it takes to produce, a good book. Just a wonderful, wonderful event on Friday evening. Saturday was supposed to be the book festival itself, where all the authors were gathered. All of the authors had their tables set up with their books. We were supposed to do that Saturday, but the venue was closed. The event had to be canceled Saturday because of the current situation that we're in at the time of this broadcast with this pandemic virus. But my sister Teresa was met with so many obstacles that the Friday night event almost didn't happen. But because of her determination, because of her being able to bounce back, because of her being resourceful, her plan A didn't work. She went to plan B. Then she had to go to plan C. Then she had to go to plan D. I mean, we went halfway through the alphabet, but she kept coming up with a different plan or different option to make sure that dinner with the authors on Friday night happened. It happened. It was a great event, very intimate environment. We had to shift gears, had to go to a different venue, but just a wonderful, marvelous event with just some ladies that, and gentlemen that were there that, I really, really appreciated having the opportunity to meet them and sharing their knowledge about, writing books and what it takes to write books. So hopefully I will be able to have Teresa back on at a later date where she can share a little bit more and go into a little bit more about the steps that you need to take if you are interested in becoming an author, writing a book, or even if you already are an author and you're looking to pursue that further. Just, some advice and some wisdom on that as well. So shouts out to Teresa Browning. Just a wonderful, wonderful event. She's so gracious. We had a great time. We got a beautiful black bag. And, the networking was wonderful. The networking was wonderful. The young lady that did the graphics, and there was a young lady that made these beautiful glasses. And it was just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful networking. And, there's so much value and power in connecting with people, developing those relationships. It's not just about, going and buying books and selling books, although that is important, but developing those relationships and connecting is really where the value comes in as well. And then I came back to Atlanta, and on Sunday, my sister, Evelyn T. Keener. When I tell you this is yet another phenomenal woman, Evelyn T. Keener hosted her 5th annual Girlfriends Luncheon. Theme this year, Tulle, Diamonds, and Pearls. Last year it was Denim, Diamonds, and Pearls. This year it was Tulle, Diamonds, and Pearls. So we got to be all girly in our tulle and our diamonds and pearls. It was really feminine, just a beautiful event to raise funds. Portions of the proceeds went to colon cancer awareness and research. Evelyn shared her testimony of coexisting all of her life with cancer from the age of 8. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, an 8-year-old child. Dealing with colon cancer and how she has had to coexist with that throughout her life, what that journey has been like. She shared some childhood memories of her sister, Teresa, who was at the event on Sunday, and how protective her sister was. And she was sharing one of the events where the kids used to tease Evelyn in school a lot because she couldn't do a lot of the things that the other children could do. And she shared an incident where one of the other children made the mistake of pushing little Evelyn. And Sister Teresa was on it. They were fighting. They were Teresa with the little girl that pushed Evelyn, fighting in the mud, rolling around in the mud. And the mother had to come out and break it up and hose them all down and wash all the mud off of them. But just sharing the love and the support of her family, as she was growing up. So the luncheon is just a wonderful event, and each year Evelyn hosts this event, and she asks 7 women, she calls them 7 pearls of wisdom, to share a pearl of wisdom. Each of us selects a word, and from that word we share wisdom from that word. So I was the first one on the program, and I don't know if that's because I was the senior or what, but I appreciated it. I was the first one on the program. My word was innovative. Then we had financial fitness from Denise Gordon, followed by no regret from Evelyn herself, who actually was the first pearl. Perspective was rendered by Allison, my friend Allison Hornbuckle. Just some wonderful words of wisdom from these ladies. Surrender from Angela Johnson. Time, preciousness of time. You all know I always share that with you, from Stephanie Johnson. And love from Okivia Wilson. Just a wonderful, wonderful event. These ladies just shared. It was a packed house. Food was dynamic. Vendors were dynamic. We want to give a shout out and congratulations to the I Live Award recipient, Letiska Rhodey, the I Believe Award recipient, Ms. Torian L. Harden, just a wonderful woman, and shouts out to her as well. I Dream Award, Teresa the Songbird Wilson, and the But I Fly Award presented to Alonia Jones. Evelyn has her company is entitled Live, Believe, Dream, and she has this philosophy on butterflies. You'll have to go to her page, Evelyn T. Keener, and check it out. But the But I Fly Award presented to Alonia Jones. So just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And when we talk about what feeds your soul, Roslayn shared what feeds her soul. Teresa M. Browning, through her event, a literary fair, book festival, expresses what feeds her soul. Evelyn T. Keener, 5th Annual Girlfriends Luncheon, Tool, Diamonds, and Pearls, proceeds go towards raising awareness of colon cancer, sharing what feeds her soul. My Journey with Paula G., My Journey to Lady Wisdom After Midnight, The Paula G. Show, those are outlets for what feeds my soul. So I leave you this evening and I challenge you to answer the question for yourself. What feeds your soul? What is it that moves you? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that would do with your eyes closed, with no one even asking you about it? What is it that you would do? What is it that just stirs up, that fire that's shut up in your bones, as we hear? What is it that feeds your soul? Whatever that is, write the vision, make it plain, and then begin that journey to fulfilling what it is, your soul. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode. Don't forget My Journey with Paula G. Tomorrow or Thursday morning, 11:30 a.m., because you might not be listening to this on Wednesday evening, but Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, WATC2, that's TOO.TV. Hulu, Roku, Apple TV, Truly, Google Play. Those are all the platforms. You can check us out at paulagvoice.com. Roslayn, thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Paula G Show. And also shouts out to V-Ferg for the opening and closing theme music of the Paula G Show. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until next time, embrace the journey.